Hey everyone, my name is Sammy and welcome to another part in my stream theory playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4, where I will play the game live for you and try to comment and analyze as I go. We're going to pick up right where we left off. I was right outside of an area with the next part in the it's a Templar Hunt mission in which I am helping out an assassin who is on the Templar hit list. So I guess I'll be heading to that marker soon. That's right over here. But there's also a lot of stuff to explore in the general vicinity as well. Also, I think it's worth discussing a little recap on the Templar Hunt stuff because it actually dawned on me what that's all about related to some of the earlier story bits because I was able to think about it a little bit more and just process all the story stuff that the game has been throwing at me over the last few parts. So I finally made sense out of it that saving these assassins is related to the missions that we saw earlier on, or actually the very first few missions as well, where Edward ended up killing that assassin who was turning into Templar, or he was a traitor to his assassin brothers and decided to go to the Templar side. He was going to sell them the list with all these names of assassins. What happened was, well, Edward, being a pirate, he crossed paths with this guy. What the heck is this? Treasure chest? Anyway, he crossed paths with him, killed him, and then stole the map with all the names of the assassins. Oh, here it is. And from a letter that assassin was also carrying, he learned that if he just gives this map over to the Templars, he could make a quick coin. He could make some quick cash. So he's not really aligned with either one, so he decided to do that. So the first few missions afterward were related to Edward here trying to pretend to be that assassin, continue to sell that map to the Templars and make a quick buck. Eventually, the Templars found him out, and he quickly became an enemy of those Templars, so he had to go on the run. Here's this map. You're trying to stream while doing this stuff at the same time and searching. It was a little harder to find then. Here it is. So now, after he found Ducas's hideout, that's when he was able to put together or he was reminded of that list, the map of the assassins, and he realized that he could potentially save those assassins. He could interfere. One, because he was the one who delivered that list in the first place, so maybe he feels a little bit responsible for their lives, but he also mentioned that he wants to get those keys that'll unlock the treasure in Ducas's hideout. Requires 4 more keys that Templars are holding. So this mission around here, continuation, or is helping out one of those assassins. That chest is probably up there, right? But in the meantime, I'm going to just continue exploring this area. We left off last time. Oh, here it is. Tricky. That's a good place to hide it, actually. So I mean, it all seems fairly straightforward when you think about it like that, and you're able to piece those things together. But you know, the problem is, like, the game is so complex, and it's trying to teach you all these things about the game, all these multifaceted elements, sailing, the the assassin stuff, ship-to-ship combat, boarding, tailing, you know, pickpocketing, everything you're having to do with assassination combat. It's like it's a super complex thing, and plus all the extraneous stuff, like or the outside the anime stuff, that's part of the game too. It's all trying to teach you this stuff in this beginning portion of the game, all while setting up a story at the same time. So I guess they have no choice but to keep their stories fairly simple. You know, each quest line has to be fairly simple. The fact that you have to, but even then, it's, oh, I have to jump or to get this one. There's more stuff to get. Even then, the way they have to tell you that story is like in little drips here and there. Like it took several hours, you know, for all that stuff to reach this point where we are now. And with that in mind, it's difficult to actually make sure, it's difficult to resolve that story in your mind while you're trying to keep track of everything else in the game. So, and maybe I'm saying that the game is a little too complex for its own good. That's entirely possible. But I'm not too sure. Like, I eventually figured it out, right? Maybe just the way it tells those stories could have been a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going down there anyway. I might as well go ahead and pick this thing up too. Like, one way to resolve this is perhaps, short of cutting stuff from the game and making it less complicated, so you have less stuff that you keep track of, you could also put in a lot of redundant information. So, like, this whole storyline, I'm not sure if it qualifies as a main story, but definitely a storyline within the game regarding Kenway and his helping the assassins and warning from the Templars. That storyline could have been told in a way that, with a little bit of redundancy, so it continues to remind you what that's all about, and to be able to make clear that you're the one who took that list from the turncoat assassin in the beginning of the game. You gave that list over to the Templars, and then now you're trying to kind of fix your mistake, even if your reasoning for doing that isn't entirely morally based. You're still fixing the problem in the long run. Maybe if, I mean, there were points in those missions, earlier missions, like with the hideout exploration we did with Kidd, Captain Kidd, that Captain Kidd was the one who reminded us that we're the ones who sold these assassins out to the Templars, and tried to make sure tried to instill that moral responsibility to try and warn the assassins. I guess what I'm saying is, you know, sometimes that's not enough. There probably needed to be more redundancy here. So that I could have gotten this whole storyline, or made sense out of it a little bit earlier. Like, I really only figured this out because I was looking back at the archives of the videos, and when I was looking at those, I was reminded of those story moments, from those story moments, what this was really all about. And by me checking out again, that's when I finally picked up, or made sense out of all this stuff. But I guess that's just one consequence of a game being as complex as something like an Assassin's Creed game. I don't know. Maybe some of the things, maybe some things in Assassin's Creed, the Assassin's Creed series, could be cut. And in theory, if you cut some stuff, storytelling would be easier. You would have more time to be able to deal with that storytelling. So this stuff is actually much easier now for the first time. I think it's because I needed to do that first mission regarding this. Now I'm able to do it properly. But after I'll do all this stuff, I'll get to continue that Templar Hunt mission further. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about
more for the collection.
How hard it is for a game to make sure you're actually aware of what's going on in the story, even though it is trying to tell you that. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you don't know how much you need to tell the player or remind the player of the storyline, how it all smoothly progresses. Yeah, let's pick up this stuff and then end with this mission because the mission will probably take us away, probably. So I'll fully explore this area before moving forward. So far, I have seen a few instances where some of the elements we've seen haven't really carried over very well to the game, to this implementation of Assassin's Creed, or this type of world that the game is trying to use right now. This whole pirate-centric, sea-based world, rather than one that is focused on these tightly packed cities. Very different type of world than previous Assassin's Creed haven't had these open water areas. Mostly been cityscapes. Or at the very least, it's been like on land stuff, landlocked. Not too much sea-based stuff until recently. So in that case, like some of the classic Assassin's Creed style missions, when they try to retrofit them to this new type of open world, they don't really carry over very well. Well, one I can point out is, off the top of my head, is the tailing missions. Like, already people don't like those tailing missions to begin with, even in the cityscapes. Personally, I do like them in general, but from what I've seen, when you're doing a tailing mission with boats out in the open water, it's something that is just not terribly exciting. So yeah, that's just one example of something that hasn't really carried over very well. Maybe those tailing missions could have been cut. Who knows? That would have been possible. And had those types of missions been cut, maybe the game would have had more time for storytelling. I mean, that's just like it's just theory and speculation, but I'm just trying to make a case towards perhaps a slightly simpler version of this game that could do its storytelling a little bit better. So, as far as the complexity of the game, I do relish it, especially in a day and age where a lot of games are getting too simplified, or getting too simple, holding your hand all the time. I relish games like this that are so cumbersome. Well, cumbersome is probably the wrong word, but as a long-running series, it has gained so many different elements and iterations of its play that it is kind of... It itself is having a hard time holding you by the hand. Like, it just can't hold you by the hand just because there's so many things to try to teach you. It just has to give you a sort of dry run and everything really quickly and try to keep you apprised of all the information whenever you see the stuff again. And hopefully that works out. And I'm trying to get over here. I guess you have to go on the beach. There's no other way there. This is basically an enclosed area. Looks like, at least. So I definitely like the complexity. I think these sort of flaws that I'm pointing out, you know, as a result of that complexity, aren't necessarily... Okay, how does this work? I guess I just have to go, yeah. There it is, okay. Here's the character hiding behind these rocks. They don't ruin the experience, rather they... If it's a little difficult for me to keep up with the story sometimes, like, I think it's, well, for the most part, it is worth it. Because I like all these different aspects. I like a game that respects the player. Be able to handle all these things, while also trying to keep track of the story and all that.
It has been a lifetime since we were
Now I'll
here.
finally get to this mission.
This jungle is still thick with vines and trickery. Márquez will use this to her advantage.
But we know she's here. She doesn't expect us.
We must find her, draw her out, and put a final end to her.
Let's see where this lad goes.
Alright, so I guess I'm, yet another tailing mission. This time it's part of... another mission. But at least it's not out in the open sea. It is in a place where... Well, that's not what I wanted to do. It is in a place where we can use the environment to our advantage, where we can't really do that in the open sea. And see, there are no hiding spots like this. And I like the feeling of being able to strategically move from hiding spot to hiding spot, tailing somebody without them ever knowing, like getting that feeling like you're a ghost, you're an assassin. It is a type of mission that rewards patience and rewards careful observation of your environment around you. And I don't know, I would say that maybe people who don't like these types of missions are people who are a little impatient. They don't like just waiting around like this. They don't want to... Perhaps they find themselves caught out in the open all the time. They don't stop and wait to see what's going on. I wonder if I can see the trees here to my advantage. There aren't too many trees. I mean, that's one of the kind of a flaw of the whole tree system, climbing trees and whatnot, is because you can't really build a series of trees that are interconnected enough to allow you to move about an entire forest. In that regard, the tailing missions are a little less conducive to like a more natural environment. guards.
I can feel it.
She must be hiding. Let's take some action she can't ignore.
So, am I being forthright or stealthy? Are there any... Alright, yeah, I guess it's just straight up kill them. I at least want to be a little stealthy.
Use a powder keg.
I have my...
Use a powder keg.
Okay, that's one way to start. Those bigger guys are tougher to kill, so if I can get one of them via the powder kegs, I'll go ahead and do that.
More are coming. Take him out. Corner her. Make her fight alone.
Alright, so now I get to test my combat here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That guy's tough. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, that's probably one way that I can actually take out these heavier guards is in, I can use the powder kegs. Alright, so we have drawn her out. Now let's go after her.
No. I cannot die at the ends of the Taino. My father saw such potential in these islands. Gold, industry, freedom. All of it squandered. You have not a clue how to use it. He could have brought you wealth.
You believe we wasted freedom of being free? You die a prisoner of your Templar Moors.
Let's not argue with a dead woman. Here's my prize.
Alright, so now we have one of those, another one of those keys that will unlock the armor set back in our hideout. As we do these Templar Hunt missions, we'll get more and more of those. We just have to find where the other ones are. So that's it between us, right? We're done. There's not much else to do besides the sleeve. She's just gonna chill here? Yeah, I suppose. Alright, well, that was a pretty cool mission. Mostly just combat, not too much actually using my assassin skills, except maybe the tailing mission. Beginning there. We have another one of these here.
Bless you, if you'd be fit to take us off this cursed isle.
Alright, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're done with here. We're done with this area here. I can get back now. And let's continue exploring in the general direction of the next mission here. So, yes, I want to go next. Perhaps here. I want to go after a fort yet, or I want to. Now let's just keep exploring. Maybe I'll take a scenic route and go like all the way this way, and then go to this one, or this one, then this one, and then I'll finally head over the next mission here. Okay, make up my mind.
What's your feeling?
Oh wow.
Ourselves. Spoken like a true Welshman, Adam. And what's your aim? Master Kid into this rise. What's his distance, mind? I can't be sure. There's a way of taking away my conscience that gives me hope. I should go see him soon. I'll set the course for Toulouse.
So I'm focused right now. I'm really focused on getting this battle done without dying here. These guys seem to be focused more on protecting this cove. I also have to keep in mind that I have, still have those hunters on my tail while they're searching for me. Oh, I'm all out. And that'd be a hunter ship. I'm gonna need to find a place to actually repair. I'm gonna have to leave that. I have to leave that location. I can repair here. Maybe that's where I should be going. Yeah, I'll head that way. I'm gonna have to make a detour. I don't wanna. I'm so low on health here. I can't fight this hunter. Holy crap, they're fast. One way to slow them down.
Dropping mines with turbo ability to ram us.
Yeah, when you raise your
Here it comes! Steady, lads!
what is it, your
Brace yourselves!
your wanted rating, your wanted level. That's when it gets pretty exciting on the run from these hunters. I have to make it to the next, I gotta make it to that town. It's actually pretty exciting, trying to make it to a town in a storm while the hunter ship there is trying to find me. Like those ships will be in the way there. Help me out greatly. How close am I now? Almost there. Oh man. So I want to actually repair my ship and tackle it head on. A nice ship to add to my fleet if I can do that. So give that a shot. Still in pursuit. Much farther away now. So let's find the harbor master, repair the ship, and I want to battle it.
Might I be of assistance?
I have nothing to repair. I mean, I have nothing to repair. Am I missing something? Because I'm pretty sure my ship is really hurting here. Can't do that from here either. I'm not. I have to keep track of this, but you know, first things first. Ooh, there's a lot to balance right now, so I have to figure out why I can't repair the ship.
Captain has the helm.
Yeah, I'm still at 1 health here. Alright, if that is the case, then I probably should find the way to reduce my wine level. There. sure I can't repair my ship? What the heck is up with that? Nothing to repair?
What then will you require?
Let me repair my ship. Nothing to repair. I'll sell all this stuff. It tells me I can actually use it to craft stuff. Bomb pouch. Wasn't paying attention to that stuff. I can always look at that stuff later, I suppose. Okay,
Well done, to my
why
mind.
can't
Good day.
I
How might I address your
repair
needs?
the ship?
Perhaps all else betimes will
You know what I want to do? I want to say screw it. I'm gonna take it on. Ooh, with my low health here. Also, what? You know what? Let me buy. What I should be buying is ammunition. Need some of that. I can't repair the ship. I'll buy the next best thing. Is
Might I
I'll
be of assistance?
buy ammunition. There it is. Orders. Okay. Mortars will help me greatly. Keep a distance. Okay, now I'll stop going back and forth here. I'll battle that ship. Health is low. Don't care. Gonna do it. So it's gonna be right around that corner there. Oh, come on, really? Why are these guys after me now? Alright, so I actually... Why is this guy attacking me? I don't know why. What the heck? Why is this guy attacking me? I wasn't bothering him. Just attacking a hunter. Why does he care? I'm not even in the restricted zone. Ah, the mysteries of the sea.
Today, Captain. It's a fine day for any kind of mischief. What's your feeling?
Alright, so... that kind of stinks.
The secret of wanting to see the British brought to heel. If we can take that gold and put it to use ourselves, I'll be a happy man. Spoken like a true Welshman, Ade. And what's your
Sometimes the systems don't really work in your favor. Ships aggro for no reason at all.
You trust him to play it fair? I can't be
Really would have liked to have taken down that hunter ship.
Should go see him soon.
Alright, well, let's go back to the original plan. This area. It didn't work this time.
It's along the way. I'm sure the crew will understand.
Yeah, let's carry on.
I'll set the course
Leave that behind us.
Unlighted minuscule, not many leagues from the shore. How I murdered William Moore as I sail, as I sail. I murdered William Moore as I sail. I smoked the ships in Spain as I sail, as I sail. I smoked the ships in Spain as I sail.
No, I'm going to go ahead and aggro some of these ships with that. I feel like I deserve a little bit of
Ready to fire, sir.
plundering.
Well guarded, sir.
I did not get. I was robbed of it. Yeah, I was really robbed from being able to plunder that hunter ship by what may be a slightly faulty system. I should have been able to. Plunder that, no problem, but nothing I can do about it now. The game continues on. Come on, get up there. So many things that could have gone better with that, with finding that hunter ship. Could have. If I had just a little bit more time, I could have, you know, repaired my ship from the other one. Harbor Master could have repaired my ship. You know, a lot of things really strange here.
Unfurl mains, let's move! Force up loose! Raise! They've got fire! They're hit us, sir! Cannon, red with us off the wind! Fire! Miss! On the hooks, guys! We're ready, sir! Captain Lance, the man there, is in order! Fire!
These little ships challenging me now. Alright, that's what they get for challenging me. Okay. Oh. Oh, now I'm sailing against the wind too. Pretty much everywhere I go is over in this direction, totally against the wind. You can manage a little bit of air here. A lot of cool ambient battles going on though. It's cool things. One of the coolest things I've seen so far about just exploring the open world are these ambient battles in these different factions, how that works. Is that a freebie board right there? I'm gonna take it. Sit and duck, waiting for anyone to take it. Can I dock it? Or? Guess I can't. For some reason I can't board this ship. Probably at least just destroy it. Alright, yeah, I guess you can't just get a free boarding on any ship. Oh, well, that would have been cool. Forget.
Loose on! Twin shot to the wind!
Down! Man your shoots!
So, I have to actually. Going in with. Or selling all that stuff reminded me that there is some crafting stuff that I could be doing as well. Keep that stuff in mind. Mostly just like regarding ammo and stuff like that. Health upgrade is probably the best thing to use. Most of the other stuff is regarding ammo. There are some additional weapon types you can get as well. Smoke bomb pouch, one. Right, so maybe I shouldn't just be selling stuff at will. But it's not a big deal. I can always hunt later on. I'm gonna pick a fight for no reason at all. Because I want to take down another hunter ship. Motor controls are a little difficult to work out. Noticed. I'm gonna pick a fight. I'm gonna raise my wand level. I feel like I was robbed. I was robbed of a good plunder there, and I'm gonna try and get it back. Alright, let's go and board this thing. So, yeah, pardon me while I take some time to do this. Take some time to do some ship combat. Get the reward I want. I only get one dude there. That's alright. Alright, how many more? 8 more. Come on, counter, I'm pressing it. Please run away. I am really... Oh man, come on, I can't even do that. I don't know, for some reason these enemies seem to be a bit tougher.
Captain. It's a fine day for any kind of mischief. What's your feeling? I'll make no secret of wanting to see the British brought to...
Where is my next objective?
If we can take their gold and put it to use ourselves, I'll be a happy man.
Spoken like a true Welshman, Ade.
And what's your aim?
Master Kid hinted at a prize he was eager to show me down in Toulouse. Quite some distance, mind.
Alright, so apologize for that. I'm gonna try once again to
I can't be sure.
make this work.
He has a way of picking away at my conscience that gives me pause.
This time I'll make sure I do this a lot better
As long as
than
we take some
before.
prizes along the way, I'm sure the crew will understand. I'll set a course for you. Captain, they're too strong!
Crowd on every inch of sail!
Loose topsails, gallants and royals!
Ease off the wind!
Stunsails in!
Alright, following me?
Every last scrap of duck on the wind!
Roll aloft! And your seats!
Fire! Douse the royals and talk!
Enemy firing! Ease the spanker! Hold down! Founder in!
As much sail as you can!
Alright, come on, turn.
Mains out, let's go!
Definitely heading in the wrong direction here.
Brace yourself! Brace!
I'm actually doing a little bit better than I thought. Mostly just that one big ship that I have to worry about. So,
Lucia, let's move! Fire! Let's ride this course!
and get that loot. There it is.
Refit on top!
I kind of wish my these grapple shots were a little more powerful. I'm fairly weak. For a heavy shot. Oh, come on. I feel like I'm putting everything into that ship. And he just basically destroys me in like 2 shots.
What's your feeling?
Alright, so definitely a learning experience here.
Take their gold and put it to use ourselves. I'd be a happy man.
Spoken like a true Welshman, Ade.
And what's your aim?
Master Kid hinted at a prize he was eager to show
There are going to be plenty of ships to take down on the way there, so if I'm going to do this, I might as well head in the direction I want to go.
Some distance, mind. On the Yaktan
You know, take on ships along the way. I think that's what I'll do.
can't be sure.
No more dilly-dallying in
There's a way of picking away at my
random
conscience
places.
that gives me pause. I should go see him soon.
So long as we take some prizes along the way, I'm sure the crew will understand. I'll set a course for Toulouse. Ahoy! All hands to station! We're ready, sir!
Yeah, repairing the jackdaw, visit the harbor master. Except that I tried that, it didn't work. It'd be nice if that worked, and then I would have been able to fight that hunter ship. I guess I can't be that lucky all the time. Alright, now let's not mess up this boarding. I'm gonna do it right this time. Alright, that's not bad. Kill enemy captain. Trying to break his, trying to break that. There we go. This is a lot better when I'm actually paying attention to the fight. Should be able to get the captain from here. Whoa, wait a second, what the heck? I up there, and when I come down. Oh, come on. That seems a little weird. Couldn't just foiled, this time foiled by the platforming not working out as I wanted to. Most of the time you should be able to jump there. Apparently not this time.
And what's your aim?
Master Kid hinted at a prize he was eager to show me down in Tulum. Quite some distance, mind, on the Yucatan Peninsula.
I don't know why I'm running into a lot of frustrating things all at once.
He has a way of picking away at my conscience that gives me pause.
And I
Should go see him.
did just like basically just start playing, or at least today. So it's not like I'm tired or anything. I'm not sure why I'm running into all these frustrating parts of the game that just don't seem to be working as I want them to. The main thing I don't get is why that harbor master could not repair my ship. That's what I want to know. Like, why the harbor master could not repair that ship. That seems like a really big glitch. My ship could have been repaired, then most of my problems would have been solved. Alright, dealing with this stuff as we go. Yeah, weird episode today. We're seeing a lot of different, running into a lot of glitches, it seems. Like, how much do glitches impact your experience in the game? That's otherwise, usually good. Something doesn't work as you want it to, and then you die because of it. It just depends on how often it happens. If it's a thing that I just run into seldom, then it won't impact my experience right now. I could just be having a bad day with, variants, where statistically speaking, usually won't be able to run into these glitches. Run into these, systems not working as either intended or as I would think that they should work. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm just having a bad luck day. As we saw from previous episodes, like I've had much better luck fighting. Alright, so that looks like that marker I couldn't actually go to that yet. Maybe I'll go here then. That mission type I still actually can't do. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and do some more combat this time. I think I have to prove to myself that I can do it. I can't let an unlucky series of glitches and whatnot spoil my fun. I have to prove to myself that I can still do this, so let me use my heavy shot here. Rise them. I'm really out of heavy shots. Mortars. Out of those two. Try to get out of that. Seems like that didn't work. On some level, yeah, there are definitely glitches happening. Things catching me by surprise here. On another level, I'm also just not being all that cautious. First things first. Or the ship. Do what I want to do. No more screwing up. Not what I want to do. This. on. Like every time I try to break their guard, they end up attacking me instead. Get out of here, guys, get out of here. There we go. So seems like if I ignite the things manually rather than a gun, I lose fewer crew that way. Not a good show for plundering, I would say. There's a whaling mission here. I think I'll do that one.
Let's ride this bull, lads! As much sail as you can! I know she's a good sailor! Now prove it, my trunk!
You can check out a little bit more of the sailing.
Ready the whaleboat, lads.
Let's see what this second whaling experience, see what it's all about. What we'll get this time.
It's there!
Whoa, big one.
We have him on the line! Here we go!
Humpback or a white whale?
He's turning the sea red! The beast is hurt! That tail's coming! He's not saying away, Captain! Hold the rope! This one's dangerous!
Here he comes.
I see him off the starboard bow! Ah, yes! Got him! There! Good hit, Captain!
Yeah, this one's definitely tougher.
He's turning the sea red! Done him!
That guy's two hits. Yeah, whales are pretty tough, gotta say. That is a different experience rather compared to the ship-to-ship combat. Combat I should be doing a whole lot better with, but that the whaling, me messing up there is a little bit more understandable. It'll take a lot more to take down a whale, so I'll have to put a pin on that one for now. Strange to see that I can board there, even though I'm in combat with the other ships here. trying to get this loot here. What the heck? Alright, good angle. Go down, go down. Where the heck is where did those other ships come from? That's insane. Alright, good. A boarding opportunity. That's exactly what I need right now. Oh boy. And I think my ship could actually use a second round of upgrades here. Having great difficulty actually just battling random ships. Two officers. Okay, getting used to the counter. Finally call this. Man, I'm concentrating so hard here. Alright, so not a lot of progression in the game here, but I'm really trying to recover from that frustration of the earlier ones. I want to try and successfully do this. I feel like maybe the game punishes you a little too hard for trying to take risks. Perhaps like trying to deal with ship-to-ship combat. There are a lot of things that can just go wrong and make you feel like you're not in control. So even though I still love the ship-to-ship combat, here and the boarding experience. Feels like there are some, you know, little cumbersome things that can ruin the experience. And I saw a lot of that in the earlier portions of my stream today. It's been getting a little bit better as I try to recover or, you know, get back. If I lost here. Starting to develop strategies to get around those things that can go wrong. I'm not sure if I should have to do that in the first place. It's like one more ship and I can get the hunter back on. I want to really take down the hunter again. I only did it once when I was required to do it in the game.
We now have the materials required. Let's go.
Fleet of ships. I won't mess with that. Too many. We haven't focused too much on the combat and trying to, you know, fix. Trying to regain, you know, that hunter that I was robbed of earlier. Maybe not ideal for stream. I'm not really progressing anything here, but you know, I'm still earning resources here. It'll still help me out in the long run. Frigate. I won't pass up this smaller ship. That was pretty quick. Get my one level exactly where I want it, and now I can... The plan is to capture one of those hunter ships. I want to add it to my fleet. Once I do that, then I can move on. Until then, I guess we'll see like a good exercise in having to deal with some maybe frustrating things that can go wrong. Dealing with that, I mean, it's not, you know, it's not something that you can't recover from. You totally can recover from it, as I'm showing from here. There's just some things that you have to get used to in the game. Glitches that can occur, and I think those are stuff that can hamper the experience, even in this game, where I really like the ship-to-ship combat, but it doesn't necessarily hamper my experience. Like if I wasn't streaming this, then I wouldn't be so pressed for time, I guess I could call it. And I only feel urgency, you know, surrounding my messed up ship combat because I'm streaming. Otherwise, like, can deal with a game over here and there. Normally it would be no big deal. Just the streaming aspect that's affecting it a little bit more.
Brace yourself!
Yeah, let's board that hunter ship. Okay, let's board this. Then afterwards I will go ahead and lower my wanted level. This has been my only goal, and I just kept on messing it up earlier in the stream, so that took a bunch of time. Once I can do this, then I will finally be able to move on. Actually, these hunter ships aren't that tough compared to some of the bigger frigates we've seen, surprisingly. That was unfortunate. Let's deal with this. One of the things about the Assassin's Creed games really carried over here, I'm noticing, is that combat, actual sword fighting combat, isn't like totally perfect. Right, hang on one second, I gotta back in just 1 second. Alright, let's continue on. Only one more through here. A lot of steps have been taken in recent Assassin's Creed games that have made the combat a little bit more fluid, quicker, especially when dealing with multiple enemies, but there's still some weird oddities preventing you from doing what you want to do. Okay, I got that out of my system. I beat one of the hunter ships, added it to my fleet. That's all I wanted to do. Now I can continue on with the game in peace. So I'm not going to do this harpooning thing. Though it's too difficult for me right now. So I upgrade my stuff. Looks like this harbor is possibly guarded. Doesn't seem to be a restricted zone, so maybe I can just like go past them, I suppose. Yeah, it's not restricted, they're just docked. They shouldn't bother me if I go. We're cool, guys, right? We're cool, we're cool. Not going to attack me? Alright, good, good. Okay, so it's another sort of a harbor town, a settlement of some sort. Another place I can explore. Very similar to the Cayman town, Grand Cayman. But the harbor master, yeah, it is. Okay.
¿Necesita ayuda, caballero?
Yeah, now I have nothing to repair because my ship's actually full health, but yeah, I don't know. Some reason not working. Maybe I should actually get more metal for hull armor. I'm needing some hull armor. I can only do chain shot strength. I've been complaining about this. I could use stronger chain shot. Make it the strongest possible. Okay, I'll upgrade this stuff too. Yeah, do some more difficult whaling missions by upgrading this stuff. These have been pretty useful. Mortars are pretty useful.
Que los vientos le sean propicios, señor.
Alright, where is the lower wanted level thing? Oh, they don't have one here. Oh, man. That stinks. Or maybe they do. I just have to go to the viewpoint first. Spot it. The only things I notice right away up front are the...
I would help you lose the hounds, Captain.
Oh, there it is, actually. I just ran into him.
More satisfactory. Consider yourself vanished.
Okay, so that was the plan originally. The plan originally was to defeat the hunter ship, then lower my wanted level. Then everything had to go poorly. Could not just go correctly. And that ended up wasting a lot of time for me. Yeah, so I think that's a good portrayal of what happens when you get through a rough patch in the game. You get to a frustrating point. Maybe you encounter some glitches. Like I'm pretty sure I encountered some glitches, or perhaps just some things that I can't really explain. I can't figure out why they don't work. Like why I couldn't repair my ship. And I was down to like one bar of health. Wanted to get back to all 3 bars. For some reason I just couldn't make that work. And maybe there's a reason for that. There's some sort of prerequisite that I need to deal with. And it'd be fine if I just knew what that was and I'd be able to do it properly. But I was seeing like how long it takes for me, you know, someone who is experienced in games, experienced with the Assassin's Creed games, to deal with those, you know, frustrating elements. Worth noting that even in a good game is not devoid of frustration. So just by frustration, I don't mean just like challenges that you can't overcome. Like, I mean specifically in this context, in this case, I mean parts of the game are times when you feel like you've been cheated, when you feel like you've been robbed of a win that you've earned. So I feel like that way with chips earlier on. Possible I was not countering that correctly, but I also feel like I was doing it correctly. Like I'm not aware of what I did wrong. So but you know, we're recovering for now. We are gonna continue on. Let's unlock this tavern. Ooh, okay. One thing I do have to, you know, say positively about the combat is it really punishes button mashing. It makes it so that people who button mash don't really get far. You gotta be patient. You gotta time your stuff well. But you know, the thing about that is, especially in the boarding scenarios, it's just chaos. It's just, you know, difficult to actually keep track of enemies around you in those situations. So, you know, the consistency of the combat in previous games has been adequate enough to allow you to deal with groups, but in a setting where, like those boarding missions, boarding segments of the game, see where it reveals a lot of its flaws. Combat reels doesn't quite hold up to those situations just because it is so hectic. Incredibly difficult to cope with that situation. I'm not sure how the game could actually fix that. Like, it's just something inherent about the combat that's just very difficult to translate to, you know, to the boarding combat, the boarding experience, in a way that it, you know, allows you to manage that experience efficiently. I think as we go on, I'll just have to I'll get used to it. I'll acclimate to it. Not something that is, you know, I can deal with it easily. I feel right now that I am dealing with those boarding segments, boarding experience fairly well, but you know, sometimes they can surprise me. Sometimes you know, a crewmate, or the enemy crewmate, will just come out of nowhere and sideswipe me, and that'll be the end of the boarding experience. Well, that'll be a lot of effort wasted. So yeah, there are some aspects that I'm still learning about, even now. I have to be wary about that. Gotta make sure I comment on all aspects of the game. You know, I can't focus on the positive. I feel like I'm always saying that I love anything related to the naval stuff, but you know, they don't come without their flaws. So I think it's important for me to actually talk about that stuff too. And I will continue to talk about that stuff when I see them. Aw man, that's not what I wanted to happen. In an earlier part, one of my first few parts when I was getting into the game in this series, I did note how. Wait, what am I doing? What is Edward doing here? I did note how, you know, one of the questions that you ask when you're approaching a game is how does the new entry in the series bring stuff in from you know, earlier entries in the series, and how does it update that stuff, or how does that stuff fit in with the latest iteration? I think, you know, over the course of the past few episodes, I have been answering that question and showing, you know, some of the positives and negatives of how they carry over, while also pointing out, you know, a lot of the new stuff this game introduces, primarily focused on the naval missions, which are, you know, a huge part of this game, and large part of what the new stuff. Oh, it's here? To go back there? Interesting. I would think that it was usually they're over in the same area, but actually over here. I don't think I actually have time for like a main mission, so I think I'll just do the assassin contract for now. And then I can finally do like the main mission thing first thing when I start up the stream next time. I think that's a good enough plan. Yeah, it took a while to get anywhere in this episode just because I was trying to recover from a lot of frustrating stuff, and I was talking about that, how it affected me. And I don't really have to talk about it because you can clearly see how much time it took for me to recover from just that frustrating glitches and you know, missteps that I took. And I mean, I'll admit that I probably didn't play those ship combat and boarding sequences optimally, but I won't totally take the blame there. I think it's a combination of those kind of awkward parts of the combat and glitches and, you know, my mistakes all together working towards me failing in a quick succession, I don't know, in a row, multiple times in a row. Was that a rogue wind, I think? It's a rogue wind. I think, yeah, this episode has been mostly focused on that, pointing out those things that have kind of hampered my experience, trying to learn some of the new stuff. That looks cool. Right, no game is perfect, so there are going to be flaws in every game, no matter what. Come on, I'm trying to get over here. Don't send rogue winds at me. Don't send rogue winds in my direction. I need to get here as quickly as possible.
Humpback ahoy!
Not sure if I'm ready for that harpoon mission yet, so keep that in mind. I'll stick to just smaller targets like sharks if I ever see those. Alright, so I think this will be the last side quest that I do for this part. I'll end with this assassination mission, and then first thing next time, I will head straight for the next main mission marker. One thing I'm also keeping in mind is I want to eventually work on the crafting in the game. That's one thing I have upgraded a bunch. I've bought new weapons, but I haven't really dealt with the crafting. So keep that in mind. Maybe next episode I will do a little bit more crafting. I have to do a fair bit of hunting again. Gain those skins, or reacquire the skins related to those upgrades. That should not take too long. Deal with that.
Warship incoming, Captain! Looks like a frigate! Spanish ensigns! That's the lone ship, Captain! Ready to fire! Come in! Get us a wheelers off the way!
Why am I not moving? Come on, go, go, go. Whoa, the range is ridiculous. Holy crap. My range doesn't even compare to theirs. Holy crap, that range is... I'm not sure what happened there. It was clearly turning. I don't know. Could not cope with the range of that thing. Still, not really a problem for me right now. All I'm doing is just heading towards the...
Of course today, Captain. It's a fine day for any kind of mischief.
What's your feeling?
I'll make no secret of wanting to see the British brought to
Still have to deal with this ship, don't I?
take their gold and use ourselves.
Spoken like a true Welshman.
And what's your name?
Master Kid hinted at a prize he was eager to show me down the field.
Trusted the faith.
I can't be sure. He has a way of picking away at my We'll see him soon.
So long as we take some prizes along the way, I'm sure the crew will
Alright, come on, hit him, hit him, hit him. And this ship, only level 21, and according to it, I can like, technically battle it, but for some reason it's wrecking me. Get out of my way, dude. Dude, get out of my way. And I'm pretty sure the boarding experience here is meant to be super hectic. Like you're supposed to feel like you're barely in control of it. Back at the captain now. And if they're trying to, the game is trying to convey that feeling, a hectic fight on a boat, then it is fairly successful in doing that. Like, I'm not sure if the combat system is actually strong enough to be able to deal with that hecticness. So I think I come out in the end, really liking the boarding experience. Just sometimes I feel like I get cheated. As a result.
Mains out, let's go! Man your stairs, we trim too!
Where am I to go?
Alright, so I think I just could jump out here. Oh man, really?
Frigates! They're ancients of Spanish! They're all alone, sir! Wheels down, catch some wind! Port up, loose! Fire! Awaiting orders! Green! Short no sail! Give me some speed!
Alright, if I have to deal with this, then I'll deal with it. Oh, I should use these, yeah, I upgraded them to full. Whoa, come on, man. Aw, oh, come on. I didn't even want to fight that ship. I wanted to leave. I was like literally 1 second away from being able to jump off the ship and just go to the shore, so I can do this assassin contract mission. But nope, I aggroed it just in time. See, it's that exact type of thing that I'm talking about here.
What's your feeling? I'll make no secret of wanting to see the British brought to heel.
Yeah, I have to deal with this ship now. Okay, at least I can do this really quickly. At least I can say that about the game. Ultimately, I don't want to fight the other ship. I want to... I want to reach the shore. Oh man, oh. That's exactly a frustrating thing. Well, not that specific thing. But I mean, I'm talking about the aggroing of that other ship that I didn't want to do. Come on, reload faster, dude. Alright, the question is, can I actually reach the shore without aggroing this other ship? No more frustration, please.
Lucy, catch the wind!
Maybe if I...
Let's see that dock.
You just get out, like, right here, at the edge of the circle.
As much sail as you can! Do it, Johnny Bones!
I know she's a good sailor. Now prove it, my
Yeah, right here is fine. I'll get out.
Muzzle that duck, patron.
To sea!
Yeah, so this episode I'm starting to see the darker side of the naval combat. Right now it's not, it's not ruining my experience, just being a little bit frustrating. If I have to say what this episode has shown me, or what I've learned most from this episode, this segment of the game, it would have to be, that revelation of, how the combat is not totally perfect. It does have its faults, I guess. It does have its major faults. Well, it's probably not fair of me to say that it's major faults. Maybe I'm still in the early portions of the game. I'm biting off more than I can chew some of these ships. Let's see if I can deal with this in a good enough stealthy way.
¡Informar! ¡Hay algo! ¡Informar! ¡Hay algo!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not that way.
No dejéis piedras saltar ni arbustos sin remover. El tesoro podría estar en cualquier parte. ¡Informar! ¡Hay algo!
Okay, those aren't on him either.
¡Informar! ¡Hay algo! ¿Quién tiene el mapa? Quiero verlo personalmente.
Looks like he's on the bottom floor.
Registrad cada centímetro de este lugar. No
I
dejéis
feel like this part has been doing a really nice job of actually testing my stealth skills. There he is. I just kind of ran into him. Well, thank you so much for walking right out in the open. I really appreciate it. And sometimes the best way to approach an assassination mission is to just be patient. Don't cause a ruckus. You know, just if you sit back and be patient, sometimes the opportunity just presents itself, just like that. All right, so I'll get back to my ship here. How much time do I have? Do I have time to actually go? Yeah, maybe I will make it to this next area. But not that way, I'll go the other way. I'm quite tired of the combat right now. I still, you know, I hold that I like it. I feel like I've seen an uglier side to it, perhaps, but that doesn't mean that it's terrible. You know, no system is going to be perfect. They're going to have their flaws. I think I've talked about it enough this episode. I just want to, I guess, recap what I've seen. Parts. I think if anything, it is focused on that. A lot of people who don't take well to criticism, or take well to criticism of things that they like, you know, frown upon any sort of mentioning of flaws or anything negative about something that they like. As well, they take it really badly. They think that the person saying it just absolutely hates the game. Like, why would they ever point out that stuff? I think it's important to reiterate it. I think it's important to, when you're talking about, you know, things that you really like, it's important to point out things that could be better. I mean, not necessarily things that are terrible about it, but, you know, if you're overlooking major, you know, flaws about it, if you're overlooking major things that that fall flat about things that you like, I mean, you're basically saying that there's no room for improvement. Like whatever you're experiencing, being a game or another piece of media, is at the pinnacle of its perfection, and I think that is a completely unreasonable thing to say. So, being able to like something while also recognizing in ways in which it could improve, ways in which it doesn't really hold itself together, I think it's being fair to yourself. It's being